What is up? What is up? What is up? What's up, hobby? Yankees need some help, man. The Yankees need some help. Thought I'd wear my Yankees hat today. Happy hobby to everybody. Happy hobby. Today is 7/8/25, July 8th, 2025. A lot of good July memories in the hobby last 5 years. It's an interesting month because you have the national, so much national. Not going to talk about that. Thumbnail day is who is ZiggyNo? It's funny. I've taken a lot of criticism. I'd say I'm a polarizing person. Criticism in the sense that even recently I've been in some exchanges with some content creators who said, "What happened to the old Ziggy? You sold out. Now you'll do anything because you're on the Fanatics payroll, blah, 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 blah." They're referring to the fact that I'm, involved in breaking. Bothers me, does bother me, but I thought I'd make a video, kind of say, who is ZiggyNo? Who am I? So first of all, Michael ZiggyNo. I don't use that name a lot in the hobby just because I like to keep my life separate, but I will, if you ask me who I am, that is who I am. ZiggyNo is a play on that last name. When I was growing up, people couldn't say the last name. They used all sorts of names. Siggy, Ziggy, worse names. I won't say those. Anyway, Sack of Nuts was a good one. Ziggy Sack of Nuts. I don't know where that came from. My brother really, his last name, same thing. And he really championed that one as a football linebacker, Sack of Nuts. Anyway, totally off topic. ZiggyNo. Who is ZiggyNo? Hobbyist, passionate hobbyist. Got involved in the hobby back in 2015 through my children. Was involved in the hobby primarily in breaks for 2 years, from 15 to 17, and did not sell cards from 15 to 17. Primarily in breaks, I was a divorced father, and my kids and I would buy the teams we liked, and we would chat in the chat or in the replays. We talk about the cards. We talk about the players. This is, 10 years ago. My sons were Thunder and Warriors fans, mainly because of KD and Curry at the time. This is when the Curry hype was going crazy back in 2015, 14. Great stories, just great stories. That's what got me into the hobby, was my kids. 2017, started selling, got into the sales world. I remember one of the first cards that I sold that just shocked me, because I'd been collecting these cards and didn't have any understanding of the value, was a Spurs card I sold. It was the Admiral, just a patch. It was the Star, just a patch. Immaculate, just the patch, but it was the Immaculate Star, game worn. I think it hit almost $1,000. I was blown away. It was the first time I kind of like, what are we selling here? Like, why do people like this? I say that because I feel like I was indoctrinated in the era 2015, 16, 17, where it was all about the autograph and the rookie patch auto and the game worn. And it was maybe the height, the peak of hobby collecting excellence, right? And that's probably not even fair, because if you think about the height, people would argue it. Look, exquisite was not around, or was not peaking at that time. So anyway, my point is, for me, it was very, very peakish moment. I remember buying a full box of flawless basketball with my boys, ripping that open, and we were disappointed. It was $1,500 at the time. There's a lot of money spent on one box. I'll give you an example. 2016, 15, I remember spending about probably $500 on a box of exquisite, and we had 2 LeBron autos out of that. Flipped them, sold them. Why do I say flip them? Well, that's going to move me on to the next thing. I want to talk about collector arrogance, hobbyists, and entrepreneurs. That's really the way I think of people in this hobby. And I don't mean collector arrogance in the wrong way. Let me say this: collector envy. I have envy for those people who are collectors, but I feel collectors sometimes have an arrogance the way they treat other people in the hobby. And I don't want to get any debates or battles with anybody. I appreciate everybody and what their different roles are. But let me explain to you what I mean, and something that I always think about. An individual who's a true collector, right, is often a person who's already accomplished a lot in their life, or is in a position where they can take money and spend on an item that they have no interest in ever getting a return on, right? A good example is you take your family on a trip. To a working class family, to spend, say, $5,000-$10,000, take your family to Disney World, that's a lot of money. I mean, some working class families like, what the hell are you doing? To a wealthy family, say, I'm giving my kids memories. I'm investing in time with my children. It's priceless. Blah 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 blah. But my point is, understand that there's a value of being a collector, or being at a certain place in your life where you can spend disposable income with no fear of what that means. You're not going to lose your mortgage after you went to Disney World. You're not going to have your house foreclosed on. Things are going to be fine. So I believe those people who truly are collectors, and I'll give you an example. John Mangini, to me, is a true collector. I believe the man's retired. He has a passion for his cards. He collects them because he loves them. I'm sure he has a budget and a way he manages his money. He seems to have a very strong economic background and economic mind. So I would never question or worry about, is he flipping? I wouldn't even care. Like, if he's funding his cards, it doesn't make a difference. But he's a true, what I would refer to as a collector. He collects without fear of why he's collecting. Other examples, there are a lot of people I think who collect, and I'm making assumptions, but I look at Mike, baseball card collector, another guy, established, he's an accountant, I believe, retired. I think his children are raised. He's building his retirement home. He's a true collector, right? He's putting his money into cards. He doesn't really care. I also think that to his family, they appreciate that because they look at his collection as an asset, right? He's not like he's a grandpa going down to the casino, spending all his nickels every month in the casino slots and coming back with one arm Willie robbing him. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Grandpa Mike, he builds a collection and he's got this great. It's a different mindset. But I just want to point out, to me, a collector is an amazing. I envy collectors. I'm not a collector. I can't be a collector because I'm a father of kids. My youngest is 2. Think about that, right? So I have to provide for a child for the next 20 something years. Plus I got other ones who are still growing up. So I look at collecting as a true luxury that someday maybe I'll have that ability to collect things, and I do collect things. But everything that I collect, I do realize that I have a greater goal, and that's to still provide for a family. I'm not in retirement yet. I'm still working. Is that good or bad? I don't know. I enjoy my life. I love all. In a separate note, I think I'm the richest man in the world. It's all about perception, right? Anyway, back to my point. Hobbyists. The reason that this thing, the sports card world, is so amazing and grows so fast in collecting. And I'm thinking about when I look at like dolls, right? Like these dolls here and the Funko dolls behind me and all these other things and big pictures and collecting sports cards, trading cards. What's amazing is they have such a wide range and they really provide hobbyists. I'm saying the word hobbyists because hobbyists include everyone. Hobbyist is everyone. Hobbyist is everybody on the spectrum that involves themselves with the collecting community. Hobbyists can come from any background, from any class, from anywhere in the world and be involved in the hobby. I want you to think about that because I don't know if any other hobby is quite as accessible as trading cards are. Comics, I don't think are the same. Coins and stamps, I don't think are the same, right? Because trading cards, and I'm saying trading cards, not just sports cards, have immediate relevance, topicality. What am I looking at? Topical to the moment. They're relevant, and then they provide this nostalgic timeline. Like, here's an amazing thing about humans and how humans think. Hey, Ziggy and gang. Hey, Joe. Glad to have you join me. Listen to me just kind of go on my live here. Anyway, humans, at least for me, as I get older, I recognize that I look at things through a timeline. When I remember back to a memory, I often will think about what school was I in, if it was in my childhood, or what job was I in, or even better, and I think most of us, and you correct me if I'm wrong, you tell me if I'm wrong, the champions of that year, right? I think back to 2005. Who won the Super Bowl that year? Oh, yeah. Who won those pieces coming together are what piece together memory and then break into my kids and my family and different things that were happening for me. And that's powerful about trading cards, right? Sport related, they could be, and I'll give you another example, the Labubus that are coming out. And I'm some kind of off topic, so I'm going to come back here. Labubus, right? People making fun of Labubus. I know that 20 years from now, if I see a Labubu trading card, it will make me historical to what year were the Labubus popular? 2025. Man, remember 2025? And then I'll see all this other stuff that reminds me of 2025, right? So those cards are very easy placeholders. Nothing about the cards, they're small. They're very, very small, right? A card is very, very small. Easy to transfer, easy to mail, easy to package, easy to store. I can't stress. This is one of my favorite cards right now. I just really dig this. I'm going to give it to one of my nephews. He's a 5-year-old Pokemon collector. He's never had a graded card. I think this would be awesome for his freaking PC. Anyway, side note. So hobbyists, okay? Hobbyists, what happens when they become part of the hobby is one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to participate, play around, put your cards away and disappear. And that's why some cards just end up in some shoe boxes, right? Or you're struck by one of two things. You become a collector or whatever first as an entrepreneur. And often you blend in two. Why do I say that? It's because all of us want to be collectors. We all want to have a collection, a PC. We can tell our friends, man, and we're sitting at, our 9 to 5 job or our blue collar job or our white collar job, whatever it is. Tell our friends, man, I got a collection at home. I remember I used to have a collection of wine. I used to be a wine collector. Really weird when you think about it, because I'm not into wine at all right now. But I remember having a wine collection, and I remember talking to my friends at the office because I get my wine of the month in, and I'd sometimes bring a bottle and we drink it after work, or or talk about it, whatever. We used to have this wine group. We'd all meet at a location and get a freaking big red, right? Big red bottle. And 4 or 5 of us would sit and drink it. We'd split the bottle up. Anyway, just was really into wine for a while. But also part of it was just a conversation piece, talking about wine, talking about it. So my point to this, going back to hobbyists, is that at some point, some of us look at this, and again, this is really a choice thing. You become an entrepreneur. And I will say the word entrepreneur. It's not flipper, right? I know we have to take shots at flippers, and people are, they're here to, like, I don't know why we villainize them, right? Because everywhere else in this world, we applaud entrepreneur. I mean, think about it. Everywhere else, we applaud the word entrepreneur. And I'm bringing you around to why I mentioned this. Who is Ziggy? So Ziggy, I'm an entrepreneur, a hobbyist, right? I have a news that's coming out. I'm not going to, I'll just tell you this. I'm going to be a breaker. I'm going to start my own brakes, Ziggy's brakes. No, that's not what I'm going to call it. But Ziggy's going to start breaking. Why? A couple reasons. I love this hobby. I love the things it does. I love making changes. I believe that you make changes by actually participating. I believe that you're going to report on what's going on. You should try it. You should talk about it. I don't want to sit on the side and pass judgment. I want to go make things happen. I am still, someone's questioning me, am I still a watchdog? Yep, still a watchdog. Haven't changed. Like, people have been critical of that. Oh, Ziggy used to be a watchdog. I'm still a watchdog, right? What does a watchdog do? Watches and reports. What I realized a couple of years ago is my reporting really went to no one. No one cared what I reported on problems or issues that I saw. I could show you a fire and it was burning and no one cared about the fire. So what I started doing, without giving away too many secrets, I started reporting to the real watchdogs. I don't want to say too much, but there are several stories that I've been involved in where I've shared information or helped watchdogs turn a light on the right things. And I will continue to do that. I don't think I need to be forefront. I still think I need to be who I am. I'm polarizing. I'm going to push people's buttons. I'm going to ask people hard questions. And I'm going to encourage them to do the same to me too. For example, when I start sports card breaking, I'm doing it because I want to give an example that, look, if you don't like the way sports card breaking is, then do it the way you want to do it. Right? I still think it's a great way to build community. I'm going to report on the building of that, how I'm going to build a community, things we're going to do. I'm going to encourage others to do sports card breaking. I think it's the fastest growing entrepreneurial position you can have in this hobby, and you can do it in so many different ways. Right? You could even break your own repacks, which I am not a fan of repacks. I'm not. But this is an example of who I am now, right? I've evolved to understanding that really it comes back to the individual, right? Let's not demonize the cards. Let's not demonize industry. Let's look at the individuals and what they're doing. Sports cards are relieving memories. That's why Tops Now cards. I don't disagree with you, Philly. The Tops Now cards, but those games are not so much studio cards. I agree. Oh, I like this. The Loud Collector. Loud Collector. I've always been a fan of breaks. So look for more. In fact, one thing I'm going to also be working on in the next 12 months. I have this project, and I got to get off in about a minute because I got to call at 1 o'clock. A project called Breakers HQ. I got several applications that I want to bring to breaking. You'll see more of that coming out. Right there's an individual breaker, not breaking. I agree. It is. It's all about the individual. Guys, I got to jump for a call. So I'm going to simply say this. Who is ZiggyNo? Entrepreneur, hobbyist entrepreneur, and a watchdog at the same time, right? Still, and I'll say this too. Call me out. I've said this to so many people in so many videos. If I do something that you're questioning, that you think is the wrong thing, you wonder why I said that, ask me. I'm happy to talk about it. I love Jeremy Lee's show this last Saturday night, and I love the debate around breaking. I don't know if I don't know. I just have a great day.